Okay, today we're going to do our Keystone review packet, and let's start with number 1. In this problem, you have the owners of a coffee shop purchasing 60 pounds of Guatemalan coffee and 90 pounds of Nicaraguan coffee, and that cost $180. So let's write that first system of equations there. Let's write that we have 60 Guatemalan plus 90 Nicaraguan, and that cost us $180. Next week they purchased 80 pounds of the Guatemalan and 20 pounds of the Nicaraguan, and that cost $100. So you have a system of equations here, and you need to find the cost per pound for both of the different types of coffee beans. The first suggestion that I have here for you is to make this so that we have simpler numbers to deal with. You can see all of these end in 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide these all separately and rewrite them just to make them easier equations to work with. So if I reduce my 60, my 90, and my 180, I would have 2g plus 3n equals 6. And if I simplified the next line here, I have 4g plus n equals 5. Now, I suggest using the elimination method here in order to solve these two equations. So, I'm just going to erase my little arrows here. Alright, what we need to do first is we need to make it so that something eliminates. Either our g's end up eliminating or our n's end up eliminating. I think your easiest thing to do here is to go ahead and multiply your whole top row by -2. That way you end up with a -4g and a 4g that's going to cancel out. So if I multiply my whole top row and rewrite, I have -4g minus 6n equals -12. Now, I do my elimination, these cross out. I have -5n equals -7. When you solve for the n then, you get that n is 7/5, or we're talking money here. So if we do make that as a decimal, it's going to be that it is $1.40. In order to find out how much your Guatemalan beans cost, you can take this $1.40 and you can plug it into either one of your equations for n and solve for the g. Number 2, Sam needs to make a long-distance call from a payphone. With his prepaid phone card, he will be charged $1 to connect and 50 cents per minute. So let's talk about call 1 first. Okay? Call 1 charges you $1 to connect, and then 50 cents times each minute that you're on the phone. Call 2 says that you're going to be charged $3 to connect plus 25 cents times every minute that you're on the phone. So how many minutes will the phone card and the collect call cost the same? So we want to know at what point that these two values are going to be equal. So what you're doing is you're setting these two things equal to each other. So we have 1 plus 0.5x equals 3 plus 0.25x. You go through, you show all of your work for solving for what x is, and you should end up with x equals 8 minutes. So after 8 minutes, their calls will cost you the same, whether you have the phone card or the collect call. Okay, for right now, we're going to do number 3 together in class at another date. So I want you to just skip number 3 and move on to the next number. right, in number 4 we have Jen has $10 and she earns $8 per hour for tutoring. The first thing they want you to do is write an equation to model Jen's money earned. So let's take a look at that. And we've got her money earned. She gets $8 per hour plus she already has $10. So it says after how many hours of tutoring will she have $106? So all you have to do for part B here, we want to know when she's going to reach $106. So you go through and you solve for the variable for the hours. In part C, it's asking you to write an equation for Robert. And he earns $14 per hour and he has $9. So now it says in part D, we want to use the equations written in A and C, and using those, find the number of hours of tutoring after which Jen and Robert will have the same amount of money. So what we're doing here is we're going to set this and this equal to each other. So your equation should start out as 8h plus 10 equals 14h plus 9, and then you solve for the hours. You can check with the answer key to see if you get the correct answer for D. Number 5 is another problem that we are going to do together. So go ahead and save this one for a later time. Number 6 says write the compound inequality shown by the graph. Well, let's just take this one at a time. Let's look at this side of our graph. If we would write this inequality, let's just use the variable x. It is showing all the numbers that are less than -5. Less than is the closed end, don't forget. Now, because this dot is closed in, that also means that it is or equal to -5. Taking a look over here on our right hand side, we have x, and it's showing all the numbers that are greater than 3. Notice the open circle here. That means it's not equal to, so you're just going to leave that without the line underneath. And to show that it's a compound inequality, it is either and or. Ands always look like this. So this, you need to write or in between, because you could pick any solution that is less than or equal to -5, or a solution that x is greater than 3. Number 7 asks you to write a compound inequality that models the following situation. Bob earns $7.50 an hour. His paycheck from week to week is no less than $125 and no more than $215. So we know that he's earning $7.50 per hour. So we're going to write that because that's how we would calculate that. Now his paycheck from week to week is no less than $125. No less than means it has to be $125 or more than that. So what he's earning here has to be greater than or equal to $125. Okay, this is what he's earning. So it has to earn greater than or equal to 125. Then you have the no more than. That means he can go to $215 but no higher than that. So what he's earning has to be less than or equal to the $215. Number 8. Number 8 says the math club has $600 to spend on supplies. They spent $115 on a TI-84. The new pocket protectors cost $5 each. They give you the inequality that can be used to determine the number of new pocket protectors. Basically what you're going to do here is you're going to take that 115 plus 5p is less than or equal to 600. And you're going to solve for the variable p, or the pocket protectors. So you're going to subtract 115 from both sides. Divide by 5, and your P is less than or equal to 97. Now, knowing this, you can go back into your A, B, C, and D choices, and you can tell me which one is true. Which one of these could I possibly do or purchase? Number 9 says, if y tends to increase as x decreases on a scatter plot, what is the correlation of the paired data? My suggestion to you is to simply, on a y-axis, just quickly jot down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then let's do on our x-axis 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So for example, on an xy table, if I said that if y increases as x decreases, so let's go ahead, oops, I wrote the wrong number here. So let's start at 10 with our x, and then 8, 6, 4, 2. Now, as y increases, x decreases. So, if I have my x decreasing, I want my y over here to be the opposite. So if I would graph that, thinking of graphing that, 2, 10, 4, 8, 6, 6, 8, 4, 10, 2, just roughly graphing that, okay? This is going to show you that you have a negative correlation or a negative slope. Number 10 asks, what is the correlation represented by the scatter plot shown? Well, if you take a look here, that is going in a positive direction.